bulls out?
No, and I want, you got to have something to sell year round.
Yeah.
You know. Now these guys, you know, these stalker or backgrounders and stuff, you know, they want to get tractor trailer loads of them. They got to have so much, 50,000 pounds, and then they like to sell them on a board sale. You know, they don't even run them through the auction. They ain't taking much wealth. If they take any shrink, it's a penciled shrink. You know what I'm saying? They weigh the damn thing, and they said, we got to shrink them, you know, 3%.
Now, what do you mean on the scale?
Well, they're gonna run them up on. They're gonna bring them semis in there, empty, weighed. They're gonna back them up and fill them up, and then they're gonna take them, put the calves in there. And they already checked them for weight, kinda. They know about what they're gonna weigh, and they know how many they need. If they were 700 pounders, you know, you need what 70. That's 49,000 pounds. And
now, did you say on the scale or trade or Chicago Board of Trade, or what did you say? How do they sell them?
They're going to sell them. There'll be a board sale instead of going through like mine goes through the auction.
Right.
And they sell in groups, however you want to do them. You know, they got to be all heifers or all steers now. You know, see, ours is sold. You know, when they bring them in, if I got 6 steers and 6 heifers, or if I got, you know, 12 steers, whatever, we try to get them closer together because that's how they're gonna put them. If you got small ones, they ain't gonna put the small ones with the big ones because the small ones are worth more money, and the bigger ones together, they're gonna be worth their money, however much they are. But that's how they put them together when they run them through the auction. If you say that, if that's what you want. If you don't, if you just want them everyone sold individual, that's how they go. But you always get a little more money selling them in groups, and then. Those guys that buy them, they buy them calves, then they put them out here and background them, take them from 500 to 750 in their pastures and shit, and then they don't bring them in there and sell them one at a time. You know, they already say what they're going to weigh, and then they get by with stuff I can't get by with. You know, they'll announce, you know, 10% reds, 10% Charolais, 10%, you know, black white face or something like that. See, they throw that together, and they, you know, and then when they bid on them on a board sale, the guy, it's just up there and it just says what it is. That's why they call it a board sale. Just says what it is, and them guys is basically buying them unseen. Some of them they take pictures of.
Where does that happen?
Huh?
Where does that happen?
That happened at our sale. That happened at our sale right up here.
Okay.
At the end of the sale, if they got a half dozen guys that's putting on, say, 5 loads on the board sale, and they'll say what they are. Say got 3 loads of heifers or 3 loads of steer and some 2 loads of heifers.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's how they bid them. But what I'm saying, they get to throw in some other stuff in there and get by with it.
Right, because it's just going on the board,
they're
right.
a little bigger and they, you know, people trust them, and I don't know exactly where they're going or how they're going to be, but you know the Charolais definitely ain't going in certified Angus and what have you.
Right.
And you know the red ones can go maybe into certified red Angus. Who knows how they do it? But you know there's a lot of other stuff, and some of them will have more Brahmi in. Some of them they'll say, well, they got 25% of this bunch is going to have Brahmi influence. So them guys kind of know what they're gonna do, and I don't know when they get them bought. They ain't gonna overpay for them, but they'll probably end up with less shrink and everything because they're gonna put them on there right out of the field, and they're gonna bring them over here and they're gonna put them on the scales there, and they ain't unloading them out of the truck. Whoever buys them, where they're going with them, and then they're gonna go ahead and take a pencil shrink.
Okay. Yeah, so they just
See, they're going to shrink. If you leave them stand in the stockyards, they're going to shrink 1% an hour.
Right.
So if he's there 6 hours, he's going to lose 6%. If he's there 10 hours, he's going to lose 10%.
So basically, a standard shrinkage without them putting them on the scale. They're going to say, okay, this is the average shrinkage. So they're going to go ahead and figure that in.
Yeah, they're going to figure that in. The guy, after they buy them and everything, and whatever the weight is, they're going to let them knock off 3%.
Right. Okay, so with this medication that you put in here, whenever that fills up, you're going to cut the water off, and then you're going to leave it off until they drink it all the way down.
To where they can't reach it no more.
And so all of these...
Anybody drinks going to get some of it.
Right. Now, how do you know that somebody doesn't get overdosed?
Well, he ain't going to get overdosed.
Okay.
You can't overdose him.
Okay, so this stuff is safe.
Yeah, it's gonna be plenty safe.
Okay. All right, so these are all the new ones, and this is the one that we had to, this is the one that came off the mama that was tranquilized. And look how much bigger he is than these other ones, and he's the same